Welcome to SveNFL.
What's up, y'all?
It's Jonathan Rollins.
Schif, Misara.
Two Americans living in Sweden talking about football.
Oh, look at you. You seem sharper today. You were like quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm awake and shit. It's so cool.
The other day, you were busted as hell.
Man, I had
You was a broke-ass bitch.
I was a broke-ass bitch, man. I was over here
this bitch.
I've been there, baby. I've been there.
I got up fresh today. I woke up before the alarm went off. I was ready, man. Think about football and trying to recharge. My brother's coming here. I want to be alert. So
right.
Good. Been having fun though, man. This Austin trip has been so dope.
That's very cool. When you coming back?
Next Tuesday. So I am here another week.
Interesting.
Man, just trying to stack up these gigs, man.
Very cool.
What's the? It's been nasty weather too, like warm rain.
Well, at least here it's been cold. Not so much rain, but I believe in Stockholm at least we have officially entered into the gray zone.
Okay.
You know, where it's like every day looks the same.
Yeah.
Just gray. Very gray.
You're in the gray zone where falls become winters.
I remember there was a couple of years ago. I think it was like
become depressed.
There was like, yeah, exactly. There was like 2 years ago when you get these little flyers from H&M in the mail, like around Christmas time. It's like their Christmas catalog. Like, make your house cozy for Christmas. And that was the year that they decided that gray was the color. And I was like, bruh.
Do you understand?
I was like, are you trying to kill people? Like, what is wrong with you?
Whose idea was that at the meeting? You know what, Sven? That's great. Gray it is.
Red is so overrated. Let's go gray this year.
Let's go gray, man. Who wants green or red?
No, bro. We need some color just to keep us from jumping off the ledge at this time of year.
Man. Football gets us through it, though.
It does. It does. And we got some interesting news this week in the football. We got interesting, weird. There's a lot of criminal news this week for some reason. I don't know why.
Shout out to CTE. The criminal news is brought to you by CTE.
That would be such a great ad. It would be so horrible and funny at the same time.
Do you have to close your windows every now and then? Because light really bothers you and makes your head hurt. CTE. Available in all football games.
Does sudden loud noises make you want to harm people violently? I mean, wow. Okay, that's going to take me a second to recover from that. That's a really funny idea. Okay, we're going to start with the fun news.
Okay.
It has been announced that your Miami Dolphins will appear on the in-season edition of HBO's Hard Knocks. How do you feel about it?
It seems fun, man. Mike McDaniel seems like somebody fun to get close to and see how he works a little bit. I would anything I can find out about the Dolphins, I'm down. So I'm really glad about it. I want to see how to watch it. Is it on DAZN? Is that where it's going to be?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't see any of the other ones.
Last year, Game Pass did not include Hard Knocks for some reason, but it did this year when it's on DAZN. So I guess that's one of the better things about having DAZN.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it's going to be interesting as someone. I mean, I'm obviously Dolphins adjacent because, you're my boy.
Yeah.
But even if I wasn't, I mean, most people, I just think you'd have to be kind of boring to not be a little fascinated by Mike McDaniel.
Choosing that team and then them having kind of a crazy offense like that.
Yeah. And he as an individual is such an outlier in the realm of sports. Like he's just odd and I'm here for it. And I think it'll be fun. I don't normally watch the in-season Hard Knocks. What was it? Last
Nah,
year was what
Cardinals
was
or
it
something,
last
right?
year? Cardinals, and then the year before
The
that it was the
Colts or
Colts. And
something.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, I watched one episode of the Cardinals one, and I just couldn't care enough to keep watching. I was just like, eh.
Yeah.
So
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you right now.
exactly.
They laugh at the end.
Yeah. We got a little bit of trade news. Kevin Byard, Titans star safety, basically their best defensive player. Howie Roseman is out here just like stealing Titans. First he takes AJ Brown, and now he gets Kevin Byard. The Titans in return
Are they quitting on the season?
Well, we'll get to that later because I want to talk about some. The trade deadline is Tuesday, October 31st. Trade deadline is Tuesday. So, it could be very interesting to see what happens for the rest of the week. It also might be interesting to see how many snaps someone like Derrick Henry gets this weekend. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
They better kick the tires on that rookie.
That's in the news rundown, actually. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see. In return, the Titans get Terrell Edmonds, who was also a safety, but apparently not that good. And they also get a second-round draft pick. So, yeah, the Eagles have been pretty banged up in their secondary, so they're obviously trying to fill a void that they have there. Let's see what else happened. The Rams cut their kicker, Brett Maher, after he missed 2 field goals and an extra point in the loss to the Steelers. It's not the only kicks that he's missed this year. I think he's had a rough year. Tough when you get cut as a kicker. Yeah. It's like,
remember, it's like you're the only one too,
and you literally have one job. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
you got one job, and then you don't have any competition on the team normally. So you kind of feel like you got job security,
and you never get hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, what role do you fill if you can't put it between the pipes? So he gone.
I wonder what they're gonna do. Like, did they already get another kicker?
I'm sure they'll go find somebody. My boy, former Bulldog Rodrigo Blankenship, is out here without a job. He might be able to go pick him up. He's that weird dude. He wears those dark frame glasses, and he likes to play with Legos in his free time. Yeah. He's kind of one of those weird Lego hipsters.
Jeff Goldblum of the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great comparison. Yeah, let's get to the weird criminal part. Okay, staying with the Rams wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson was robbed at gunpoint in Los Angeles this past week.
Oh my God!
And they took over $100,000 worth of jewelry from him.
It sucks, but I don't think no matter how much money I made that I would wear. I would have $100,000 worth of jewelry on me without a bodyguard or security on me.
Sure.
Did he have security with him?
No, I don't think so.
Imagine that when you're just like at your dresser in the morning, getting ready. Yeah, let me get this $28,000 earring. Put this one in, and this other $28,000, and then put this $40,000 chain on. Here's my $20,000 watch. Like, what am I? I don't know. It's
a little crazy.
It's a lot, man. Even though I don't support robbing anybody, and if you got it doesn't feel like a lot of money to him, probably. But
right,
I don't want to be a target either.
I know what you're saying. It's a very solvable problem. The other thing that you could do is just not go out into the world all iced up like that.
Right. But that sucks though. To get robbed.
Yeah. It does suck to get robbed. Moving on to the fuck that guy category, Chiefs receiver Justin Ross was arrested in Kansas City for a domestic violence situation. Apparently, apparently beat up his girlfriend.
Oh shit.
And I think
Fuck
so
that
bad.
guy.
Yeah, I think he like dragged her somewhere, like by her hair or something. Like really horrible.
Shit.
Yes, so that happened, and then the only reason I'm doing this is because there were so many criminal stories, and then shortly thereafter, this story pops up, like Saints, New Orleans Saints superstar wide receiver Chris Olave arrested for allegedly driving 70 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone.
I didn't see the signs.
Asked for comment, he said he was driving so fast because he just couldn't get away from Derek Carr fast enough. The officer agreed
He
with
was
him.
trying to get an overthrow.
Yeah.
Derek Carr overthrew him so bad that he got in the car to go chase the ball down.
The officers agreed with him and let him go with a warning. No, they did not do that. They didn't do that. He actually got thrown behind bars. He tried to get a warning. I saw the video. It was on TMZ. After they cuffed him, he was like, "Am I getting arrested?" And they're like, "Yep." And he says to the officer, he's like, I play for the Saints.
Oh, shit. I would have said it, too. That was last-ditch effort.
And then the cop goes, and?
Oof. No, just one team. Just the Saints. You can't play for two teams, officer.
Which was basically his version of Mike Tomlin's "We do not care." He was just like, yeah. He was like, yeah. He's like,
We do not care.
He's like, y'all ain't even good. Like, of course I'm taking your ass to jail.
He just said, "You think I'm gonna drop the charges like you drop the football all the time? Like you drop passes? You think I'm drop charges? Nope."
Another story brought to you by CTE. NFL has fined Seahawks Jamal Adams $50,000 for what is being described as an aggressive interaction with a concussion doctor.
Straight cash, homie.
Whoa! So he was like, "Let me in the game, fuck you, man!" Like that.
No, so what happened is that he came out of a game a few weeks ago because of a concussion, and he was super pissed off about it. And apparently, in this situation, the doctor was looking over another player, and Adams kind of injected himself into the situation and tried to tell the doctor, like, "Hey, don't fuck with him like you fucked with me. He's fine. He can go back and play in the game." And apparently it got a little I don't think it got like super physical, but I think he laid hands on the doctor.
Yeah.
And so the league was like, "We can't have anyone out here fucking making our doctors feel unsafe." You know what I mean? Yeah. So they were like, "We're going to give this motherfucker a fine that makes him know that we're not fucking around here."
That's good. Well, I mean, how much did they fine the doctor that stabbed Tyrod Taylor, huh? Where's that fine at?
That's a fair question, really. I never really heard the conclusion of that. I'm pretty sure Tyrod sued him.
Okay.
But I don't know. I never actually – I don't know. I don't remember. The NFL suspended Broncos safety Kareem Jackson for 4 games after his second ejection of the season. But upon appeal, he had his suspension reduced to 2 games. Because the second one was like, if you looked at the video from another angle, you could see it wasn't really an intentional headshot. But still, this guy, he's had several fines already. This is second ejection. You're supposed to learn not to do that shit in college. You know what I mean?
Some coaches are known to tell their players to just throw it out.
That's true. And he actually plays for one of those coaches who has been known to do that sort of thing. I wonder if Sean Payton is paying the fine for him. NFL has been very busy this week asking a lot of questions, and they have been asking the Atlanta Falcons for a more detailed explanation regarding Bijan Robinson's health and why it was not reported properly in the last game, which, as as an owner of Bijan Robinson in one of my fantasy leagues, I am also asking that question because I
man.
put him in my starting
Put him on the
lineup and
bench.
he's got
Yeah.
fucking 0 carries until the fourth quarter. I'm
Yeah,
like, what am
man.
I?
Gambling has added another dimension to this whole thing, man. NFL's like, yo, you got to be giving information before we lose these gambling rights.
That's true. Actually, I didn't think about it from that perspective. I'm sure Vegas probably made the call.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck?
Like, hey,
People
this guy's
wanting their
not
bets back. Yeah.
this guy's not listed as questionable going into the game, and he doesn't get a single carry until the fourth quarter, and we hear about him having some kind of weird headache situation. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
So whatever. The Falcons have decided to have no comment thus far. Someone who has had some comments, Jim Irsay, owner of the Colts.
Uh-oh.
This bitch has opened his mouth again.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
So it's a fairly well-known, so I don't even know whether to call it a secret or not. It's not really a secret, but it's something that people don't normally talk about, which is that the league and the owners typically every week will discuss things that happened in the games from the previous week, especially the officiating. And the league will, pretty regularly admit that call, this call, that call, whatever, perhaps shouldn't have been made. And it all stays in-house.
Uh-oh.
Jim Irsay decided to talk about it, and he came out here on Twitter admitting that the officials made mistakes at the end of the Browns-Colts game. He basically said that the NFL admitted it to him, that the refs fucked this up.
What happened at the end of that game?
So the calls in question came on the Browns' final drive of the game, when the Browns were down 38-33. So the Colts were, potentially going to win the game. There's only a minute left. The first one was a forced fumble that was recovered by DeForest Buckner that would have ended the game. But Colts cornerback Darrell Baker Jr. got popped for an illegal contact penalty. He made some contact with Amari Cooper past the 5-yard mark, but it wasn't anything that was really worth a flag in hardly anyone's opinion.
Yeah, they said it in the broadcast.
Yeah, the second one was even crazier. It was a shot to the back of the end zone. PJ Walker was trying to hit Donovan Peoples-Jones in the back of the end zone, but PJ Walker overthrew him out of the back of the end zone by at least 5 yards. Totally uncatchable.
Yeah.
I heard someone joking yesterday. I would like to know, how tall would PJ Walker had to have been for that to be a catchable ball? I think he would literally have to be. Yeah. I think he would literally have to be 8 or 9 feet tall to have actually caught that football with his feet still in the end zone. But the refs threw the flag anyway. So Irsay is basically saying that the NFL had a conversation with him about those two calls, and they admitted that the officials got it wrong. And he's out here telling people, which you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to.
I agree with not doing that, too. I think it's a solid thing that NFL is doing to say to the to the owner, we messed that up. But for the same reason that I just mentioned with the gambling and stuff, I understand them not wanting that to be public information. It's fucked up of him to betray their trust. What if they just always said? What if they didn't tell you that they're trying to improve? You know what I mean? He should shut the fuck up on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Another team that's probably going to start thinking about it now, who probably got the same phone call, is who the Steelers beat?
Rams.
The Rams, yeah. The Rams probably
that spot. That crazy spot
was
call.
horrible. Horrible. That was not a first down. I turned away from it because I was like, well, they're not going to get that. They'll review it, whatever. And then I come back and they still got the ball. I was like, how the fuck?
Yeah, that was crazy. On to a story that you alluded to. The Tennessee Titans are announcing that they expect their rookie quarterback, Will Levis, to start this week versus the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. It's time.
However, they have also admitted that it's very likely that they might play both quarterbacks in this game.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Both Will Levis.
So play
and
Tannehill, everybody. Put Tannehill in your roster.
No,
Okay.
Tannehill's still injured. I'm talking about that they might go back and forth between Will Levis and Malik Willis.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know Tannehill was injured like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he injured his ankle pretty bad in that London game.
Okay.
And of course, the Falcons are going to lose to some fucking backup quarterback, third string. Only the Falcons will figure out a way to lose to a third string. I remember this a couple of years ago. Isaac and I were already joking about this yesterday. It was 2 years ago. The Falcons were playing the Bears, and we were absolutely lighting up Mitch Trubisky. And we were like, we are fucking cooking the Bears right now. And they benched Trubisky and they brought in Nick Foles. And we were like, yeah, let's go. We're going to get this done. They're bringing in Nick Foles. Nick Foles came in and absolutely destroyed
Slice and
us.
dice.
It's just like, fuck.
Big Dick Nick.
Unbelievable. So,
Well,
I
don't know, man. If I were you, I wouldn't feel so worried because as I'm looking at it right now, next gen stats say that you are 98% chance of winning this game. So
don't even start with me in next gen stats, motherfuckers. Don't even start with me with that shit.
I want the next gen stats for like rookie third string quarterback starting against opposing team. What's the next gen stats probability?
Oh my god. I want to kill myself just thinking about it because it just feels like it spells an L. It just spells L for the Falcons.
You'll win that one.
We'll see.
Yeah, you win.
So the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about before we move on to the picks is the impending trade deadline, which is Tuesday, as I mentioned, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in an interesting situation. A lot of stuff happened last year. I would still advocate for the NFL trade deadline to be pushed back 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or pushed forward 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I still think teams. I mean, I look like we said in the last episode about the Vikings. I mean, everybody thought the Vikings were going to be sellers at the trade deadline, and all of a sudden they've won a couple of games and they're looking feisty.
Oh.
Give me 2 more weeks, and I think everybody's going to know who a buyer and who a seller would be.
Yeah, and they added a week on the season, so it should push it further down.
So far, not a whole lot has happened. We've got the Kevin Byard trade, which I told you about. We also talked about Mecole Hardman being back with the Kansas City Chiefs. Van Jefferson went from the Rams to the Falcons. So there's a few names out there. I would argue that the big one and the one that the most amount of rumors are swirling around at the moment is probably Derrick Henry. He is on the last year of his contract. So, the Titans obviously are in a situation where they have to decide, do we want to get something for this guy? Because right now he's worth something. Or do we want to risk him just walking away for nothing at the end of the season?
Or maybe he's kind of done.
Yeah, or
but
maybe
then you
he's
get something for him. Yeah.
Exactly. But from the Titans' perspective, it makes perfect sense to trade him. For a team maybe looking to trade for him, I would say I wouldn't really consider that unless I felt really confident in my offensive line.
Or if you get an injury and it's your year to make a run, like say McCaffrey goes down.
But see, that's why I think they should push the trade deadline, because right now, you know what I mean? Like, what teams exist right now that you would consider true contenders that are in need of a running back?
All right.
Buffalo? I would say Buffalo is the only one I can think of.
That's the only one I can think of.
I'd say Buffalo. There's also an argument and a rumor, or I don't know if it's a rumor, but it's like people out here wish casting, that Derrick Henry could wind up with the Bengals.
Oh, that is one that'd be good.
Another one would be the Ravens, but I don't know. I don't know if I see that fit as well. I mean, I see it as a fit, but I don't know.
I wouldn't mind that. If it seems like that fits in the Ravens' personality.
I could see it.
But who
You could
knows,
really-
man, with this new offensive coordinator. Though.
I mean, there's a bunch of bad teams that need running backs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
They're
the
not going
Bucks,
to be making a run.
Tampa Bay.
Imagine him
obviously.
imagine him standing behind Mac Jones. You thought the box was full before.
That's so funny. Mac Jones. Yeah, so he's probably the hottest name. And apparently, I mean, all the reports are saying that it's not just him. The Titans are taking calls on Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins.
They just got him.
I know. But the fact that they just gave up one of their best defensive players kind of signals that the Titans are sellers. So they're like, hey, let's go.
And they have the division.
And they also have a new GM. So he's like, he's not connected to any of these people. He's like, Although he is connected to
how Vrabel
Hopkins.
feels about this shit.
Probably hates it.
Yeah.
You play to win the game.
Maybe he wants those picks, man. Maybe he wants those picks. Not really sure.
Yeah, that's the silver lining. But then how do you say that to your locker room? Hey, man, really believe in you guys. We're getting rid of half of you guys.
Yeah. Well, speaking of getting rid of half of your guys, the other big rumor is basically out of Denver, where it feels like everything is for sale in Denver right now. Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, everything except there are rumors. Like you hear people like talk about Patrick Surtain, but I don't think anybody who knows anything about football thinks that he's going anywhere. It's like
that's those people that play franchise mode on Madden.
This is not happening.
Yeah, this ain't Madden.
But I could definitely see Jerry Jeudy going somewhere. I don't really know. I mean, obviously people say the Chiefs because the Chiefs maybe need a receiver, but I don't know. I don't know where I see him going. I feel like
they would not trade him to the Chiefs, to their division rival.
No, I don't think so either. And I also don't think that Jerry Jeudy has done himself any favors. I don't think as much as what was the guy who criticized him last week? Steve Smith. As much as I think Steve Smith, his comments were, the way he handled it on air was maybe a little weird, but his original point was correct.
Right.
Which is that Jerry Jeudy has not really done that much since he came into the league.
Nope.
And I don't think he's been very good at handling the criticism. And also he plays for a bad team. So, who knows? Maybe he goes to a good team and he's a better player. But yeah, everything seems to be anything that isn't nailed down in Denver appears to be for sale. There's the other big name I think that's on the trade rumor wire would be Chase Young out of Washington. Also, he's on the last year of his rookie deal, and it appears that the Commanders maybe not interested in paying this man.
And that's what pisses me off.
Mm-hmm. The other one is Brian Burns, edge rusher out of Carolina. Who was it? I think the Rams were trying to get him last year in the trade, and they were like, no. But now it appears, now that the house is falling, and they don't own their first. I don't think they own their first round draft pick anymore. I think it belongs to Chicago.
The Bears, right? Yeah, the Bears go.
Yeah, so maybe they're looking for something like that. This guy Brian Burns is the
best player on their team, right?
For sure, he's a beast. Budda Baker, very good safety out of Arizona.
What is Carolina doing, man? Like, how do you what are they doing? Like last year, they got rid of their best player, McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, if you're gonna do your fire sale, you do it then, right? Or if you're getting rid of your best player, you're gonna get a new coach and all that stuff. I don't know.
I think that
either you keep your best guy, the youth movement or whatever, which would be Burns, and then or you get rid of him and then reset. But to switch on it now, it's like a different philosophy 1 year later. Like starting again.
I sort of, as I tend to do, I like to blame everything on the New Orleans Saints. It's sort of their fault. Because the Saints are a weird team. Like ever since they were truly good, every year that you thought they were going into teardown mode, they figured out a way to mess with the cap numbers, and push the money around so that they could be just good enough to remain relevant somehow. And they've done very good at that, which is from a business perspective, it's pretty good. It keeps your fans interested when they otherwise might bail on you for going through some rough times. So I don't blame them for doing it. But I think some teams are better at it than others. And I think the Saints are good at figuring out a way to stay barely relevant. And I think the Panthers are not. And I don't know if it's David Tepper or what, but I don't know.
The bigger question is, how is it Kyle Shanahan's fault? Explain to me how the Carolina Panthers' lack of success is at the fault of one Kyle Shanahan.
I can actually answer this question because Kyle Shanahan is the kind of coach that makes everyone feel like anything is possible, right? You build this system, you plug and play, you put this guy in, you put that guy in. Oh, we got this guy named Brock Purdy. Nobody's ever heard of him. He's taken last in the draft, and he works. We're going to the Super Bowl this year. Everybody wants to be Kyle Shanahan, but, not everybody can imitate the boy genius.
Wow, and that was how it's Kyle Shanahan's fault. Skip Massaro can make it happen. Well done, sir.
Yeah, and I actually kind of paid him a compliment because I do believe that it's true. I do believe that he has figured out a way to build this machine where where a lot of the parts are interchangeable. That's not to say that obviously they have extremely talented players, so don't get me wrong, but he's done that. But whatever.
All right. Is that it? Are we going to the picks now? I'm all excited.
Yeah, I think we can go to the picks. I mean, there's, I think that's it.
But first, a word from our sponsor. All right, that commercial break was brought to you by Brisket and Friends. Brisket and Friends, the best barbecue in Stockholm, in Sweden. Go by, ask them for the SveNFL table breaker and confuse the shit out of them. Brisket and Friends. Barbecue so good, it make your grandma slap your mama. And also, CTE.
Yeah.
CTE.
Yes.
Can't let the NFL go by without a little bit of a headache. So CTE, the headache that never goes away.
Causing women to hide in their closets since 1973. CTE.
Yeah. Yes.
So, quick note about the games this week before we get into the picks.
Okay. No bye weeks.
First of all, there's no bye weeks, but also more importantly, from a Swedish perspective, this weekend is daylight savings, so we are setting our clocks back. But America does not do this until next week. So basically, what that means is that all of the early games start at 6:00 here in Sweden instead of 7:00.
Man, I remember when you ever been in the club when daylight savings hit. That was so fun to get an extra hour to party. Because they normally do it at like 2 a.m., right? Or it used
something
to be
like that, yeah.
Yeah, they would do it in the middle of the night. I remember being in the club and realizing that I just got an extra hour to party. And the DJ was like, "Oh, daylight savings, we gonna party one more hour." Everybody's like, "Ah." One more hour. Get drunker. Yeah, so that was dope.
Yeah. So, shout out to all the Swedes.
Yeah.
Make your arrangements. Games start at 6. And for anybody who cares, the largest outdoor cocktail party on the face of the planet is on Saturday. Georgia versus Florida. It is on, son.
I saw it, man. I've seen it on the commercials here, man.
Oh,
They're
baby,
really talking about this.
It's like a national holiday down in the South, or regional holiday, I guess. It's a regional holiday.
Yeah.
Biggest game of the week by far.
As far as the rest of us that are not fans of either team,
We do not care.
so
Yeah. Well, you'll care next year when you see Brock Bowers fucking tearing the NFL. He's not playing tomorrow, unfortunately. He's injured, but whatever. We'll see. It's always a
we
scary
got the
game, but it's
grapefruit
always
locked
fun.
and loaded for you. So
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just back the truck up. Back it up.
Well, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
I'm calling
believe
now,
I'm-
right?
Yep.
Or is it?
I'm flipping.
Because you lost. All right.
You ready?
Yeah, man. It's tails.
Tails it is.
Ooh, look at your boy. Look at your boy. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. You start. I was looking through it.
Oh, hell no.
And,
Okay, I'll start. Thursday Night Football.
oh, yeah.
got
Oh,
the Tampa-
wait. Before you start, I got to say, it's 54-53 right now. I'm only winning by 1 point
Yeah.
because of last week's ass whooping where you beat me 10-4. So, and you got a special, like the 3-pointer. Yeah, so it's 54-53.
It's tight. It's tight, baby.
All right. Yeah,
Thursday-
go ahead.
Thursday Night Football, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the Buffalo Bills. I mean, both teams appear to be struggling a little bit at the moment. That being said, I believe in the Buffalo Bills far more. I mean, shit, the Bucs just lost to the Falcons. How could I possibly believe in them? So, I'm going Bills.
All right. Cowboys are playing the Rams. Cowboys coming off a bye week. Mike McCarthy is going to cement himself as the best coach in the NFL and beat the Rams. I do not believe he's the best coach in the NFL, but I got to go with the Cowboys over the Rams.
Yeah, it's a wise choice. Okay. I like this one. Minnesota Vikings versus the Green Bay Packers, an NFC North showdown. In Lambeau, I feel like the Packers have come down to earth. These two teams, for me, feel like they're moving in opposite directions. And I am going to pick the Minnesota Vikings to win this game.
Okay. Have you heard the talk about Flores needs to be a head coach because of what he's doing with that Vikings defense?
Of course he does. He shouldn't have been fired the last time.
There's people talking about that. Then we got the Saints Colts. Why did I choose to pick this
I think you,
game?
you just skipped over Falcons Titans.
What? Oh, it's my. I'm sorry.
You skipped over
I'm
Falcons
sorry.
Titans.
Yeah, I picked it. I'm sorry. I picked it already because I was so certain.
You skipped over the game of the week, bro. How insulting.
This game is also known as
A Shit Bowl, brought to you by X-Lex.
No, I'm gonna pick the Falcons to win this. The Titans seem to be selling, and I don't know about this rookie quarterback. And the Falcons' defense is better, so I don't know, man. Y'all shouldn't lose this game, so I got Falcons.
Arthur Smith revenge game. Going back to Tennessee. Jonnu Smith, too. Jonnu Smith's revenge game. Let's go. I'm here for it.
Yep. That's what they're calling it in the media as they're wondering why this wasn't a flex to the Sunday night game.
They're like, what? the John Smith revenge game, guys. What's going on?
He played for them?
Don't you remember?
John Who Smith?
Speaking of who, next up we got the Saints versus the Colts. Who dat?
Yeah.
Who dat or who day? Which one?
Who?
I forget.
Who they?
Oh, it's who dat. Who day is the
Bengals.
Bengals. Who
yeah.
day is the Bengals. Yeah, I mixed them up. That being said, I'm going with the Colts. Fuck the Saints.
Oh, you really think the Colts go in it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on the record to say I think Skip's wrong on that, and I'll take that point.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put a little asterisk next to it just so that I remember that you disagree.
Yeah, they did put up 38 points on the Browns. So
You sure did. Watch out for Gardner Minshew, baby.
Patriots are playing the Dolphins. I think this is going to be a hard-fought game, and Mac Jones is going to, after that comeback, he's ready. He's turned it around, and he's ready to lose to the Dolphins again. Tua's streak continues. It's the Belichick revenge game. Finally beat Tua.
These two weird things happen when these two teams play.
This is the game I wanted to stay away from. I wanted to stay away from this game. What do you mean? You talking about Dolphins and the?
Yeah, weird things happen when the Dolphins and the Patriots play each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Weird things happen in the next game too. Jets,
Yeah, that's
Giants.
what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah, I wanted to stay away from this one.
I'm gonna go with defense and the team that's coming off a bye. I'm going with the Jets to keep it rolling.
Sense. Yeah. The battle for New York supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's probably going to be a fun game, the Jaguars are playing the Steelers. This is a tough one to call, but I just got to go with the Steelers, man. I feel like they're starting to figure it out. A lot of pressure on Matt Canada, though, man. A lot of eyes on him.
Two things. One, I would like to go on record by saying that I think that you just made a huge mistake. I think the Jags are going to win this football game. And two, partly in the category of we do not care, but it's also kind of football related. NHL hockey is back. The season has started. And at the Pittsburgh Penguins' first home game, the crowd was chanting, "Fire Matt Canada." the offensive coordinator. You're at the fucking hockey game and they're fucking chanting about the offensive coordinator for the Steelers. Oh, man.
Wow.
That's rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
All right, next up we got the Eagles and the Commanders. I really want to call the upset here.
They're the first team to beat them last year.
I know, but I just feel like with that Eagles defensive line, the number of times that this motherfucker's out here getting sacked, I don't see it happening this year. So I'm gonna go Eagles.
They should have. The Commanders missed their chance to beat them this year too. Mm-hmm. Didn't they play them tight earlier?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, the Texans are playing the Panthers. I just feel like Texans had a bye week last week, huh? So we'll see the first Texans D'Amico Ryans off of a bye week performance, and I feel like the Panthers are in trouble. So let's go Texans. Texans are gonna win.
Okay. Next up, we got the Browns versus the Seahawks. Yeah, this one's tricky.
Yeah.
Two gritty teams. I still do not understand what is happening with Deshaun Watson.
No.
There are more medical reports saying that there's still some kind of issue with his throwing arm. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get what's happening. They're playing in Seattle, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks. And the Browns defense, as much as we talk about them being great, they've had some games where they haven't been able to do it for full 4 quarters.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Last week they gave up 38 to the Colts.
I'm going to go Seahawks in this one.
All right. Is it true that Patrick Mahomes has never lost to the Broncos?
It is
It
true.
feels like streaks are made to be broken. And this week, no, Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos, man. Again, keep that streak.
There are 3% of the people on this
That's
thing.
Too much. Too much.
Man, 3% of you motherfuckers are dumb as hell.
Chiefs are kind of looking good, too, man. Like coming into form.
Okay, baby. Give me the air horn, because next up, we got a bird battle. Ravens versus Cardinals. Bird battle. Yeah, there's one bird here that appears capable of flying, while the other one feels like one of those birds that can't fly.
Yeah.
What birds can't fly? Like a penguin? Penguins can't fly.
Never seen a penguin fly. Ostrich, oh, they can kind of fly.
But when you see a penguin underwater, they look like they're flying through the water. They're fast as hell, those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Which is not even relevant to this conversation because the Cardinals are going to lose.
Yeah. Ravens can fly.
That's true. Ooh, you should have wanted to avoid this game. I don't want to pick this. Bengals 49ers, who's going to win that?
I'm very confident in this game.
Uh-huh.
In this upset, actually. I think the Bengals are going to beat the 49ers. 49ers are going to lose 2 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 in a row, my bad. Oh, Brock coming down to earth. Yeah, the
Man, I
Bengals are
hope
coming
you're
into form. This is their time of year when they start, like, pushing it. Burrow's starting to move around again. Yeah, they're going to beat the 49ers. But that's not an upset, right?
Probably not.
All right.
Let's see.
Especially
Is
after
it?
2 losses. I doubt it. After 2 losses, and it's not like the Bengals are trash.
I bet they're still favored.
Just answer the question, okay? Please don't play with me right now.
Bengals 49ers. What? 49ers are favored by 5.5.
Oh, that's an upset, boy. Yeah. Right?
I'd say that qualifies as an upset.
Yeah, man. I think more than
Right.
if it's over 4, I don't know.
I feel like if it's over 5,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's
ridiculous. They're home too, the 49ers, but that don't mean nothing, man. I think we're going to get that upset. Let's go, baby.
wow. Speaking of upsets, Chicago Bears versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Am I right?
The rejuvenated Bears with their quarterback, man. They finally got their guy.
Yeah. Tyson Bagent. Where have you been all my life? I mean, that being said, I do think the Chargers are going to have troubles with the Bears because they do not have a very good run defense. And last week, the Bears proved that they can run the shit out of the ball. But I feel conflicted. Like, I don't want to pick the Chargers.
It's because they have a defensive coach, and you just said how everybody could run on them. So
it's also like I'm still mad at them because I picked them week 1 in the Eliminator Challenge, and I was out immediately.
Didn't they play the Dolphins week 1?
No, they played some bad team in week 1. I don't remember who they played. But I was like,
Dolphins and Chargers were the first game of the season. So maybe you mean week 2. Yeah, man. I remember the opening game. Me and Sean hanging out watching the game.
Maybe it was the
right.
Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah. I thought they would beat the Titans for sure. Yeah, you're right. You know what? This would be an upset. A big one. 8-5. It's 8.5. They're
Wow.
yeah. Fuck it. I'm taking the Bears.
You're going to
Upset
regret
alert.
that one. Upset alert. Chargers will beat by the Bears. All right. And the final game, Monday night game, Raiders-Lions. Lions coming off a loss. They didn't bite any kneecaps. I think they're ready to bite some kneecaps and get this whole these papers in process to get Josh McDaniels out of there. Another embarrassing loss on TV, national TV.
Doesn't he seem like he might? I feel like it's a toss-up between McDaniels and Staley
Oh yeah.
for like in-season coach fired. To me, it feels like they're the.
If the Bears beat the Chargers, if the Chargers favored by 8 points, he might be gone then. I don't think they're gonna win. I don't think they're gonna lose that game, but I think he knows, man. I think his seat is a volcano. He's like sitting on a volcano.
Yeah, because they play the Bears this week, and they play the Jets next week. Can you imagine if they lose both of those games?
Either one of them.
Dunzo. He's
and
finished.
they could lose to the Jets. Jets are feisty as fuck, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Staley and McDaniels to me feel like the most likely first coaches, like fired in-season coaches this year.
Yeah, but your boy Tapper is kind of nutso, so he might pull the trigger on this guy he just hired. And what's his name? Reich, wasn't it?
Oh, Frank Reich. Yeah, I don't.
Frank Reich doesn't seem to have much job security.
No, he seems to be on a short leash. I agree.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it, man. That's all the games. Oh, this is a longer than normal episode for us for the predictions. But, hey, we got to get the information out, all right?
That's true. There's things happening. We can move on to our superlatives, the sexiest game of the week. I can go first. I should probably say Bengals 49ers, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh, my bad. Wrong song.
That's Money is sexy too. That's good. I like that.
Money is sexy, but even sexy is Barry White and Isaac Hayes.
Yeah, I should probably say Bengals 49ers, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with a couple of underdogs because there's nothing sexier than underdogs. And add an extra level of sexy. These two underdogs on Sunday will be locked in a battle for the center of the known media universe. I'm talking about Jets versus Giants in the Battle of New York City. One of the most deviantly sexual places I have ever known. The only city where it just don't matter. Public sex in a park, sex in a nightclub bathroom, hand job on a train. New Yorkers just shrug it off with a hey, you do you kind of mentality. Zach Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, you don't get much sexier than that, baby. So don't fuck up this metaphor by letting Daniel Jones in there, New York Giants, because he is definitely not sexy at all. Jets, Giants, baby. That's what I got.
Jets, Giants. That was nice. For my sexiest matchup, I got to go. Honestly, this week isn't packed with crazy, sexy games. This week is like that time you finally decided to go to the nude beach and you realize it's not like the movies. People that go to the nude beach aren't necessarily people that you actively want to see naked. So then what do? You go to that sex club that you got invited to by that weird guy that worked at your job for a month until he got a DUI and you never saw him again. But you still go to the party though. And at that party you walk around and you see it's grosser than a nude beach. Everybody's 10 years older than you thought people should be at a place like this. They look at you with wonder in their eyes, and you look back with fear in yours. But over in the corner, wait. It's what looks like a regular-ass average couple trying to get it on. One of them looks like they had hope in their earlier years and then had some hiccups in life that led them here. The other has been told that they have a bright future, but they're surrounded by losers. And sometimes you act like those that you hang around. But them together, this is magic. They're going back and forth, giving everything they can to prove to the world that though not the sexiest, they could put on a show. And those two lovers are the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. My sexiest game of the week.
Wow. I gotta admit, I had no idea where you were going with that. No idea. I was like,
man.
What two teams is he talking about?
The surrounded by losers is the AFC South and playing down to their competition. And the hope was the preseason. Everybody's talking about how Kenny Pickett was that guy. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, man. Then we got the Ken Patera upset of the week. I can say that I think, and I've also not bet it, but I put that as my pick. The upset of the week is the Bengals are going to beat the 49ers and have the Niners saying,
I am so upset.
And Skip saying, I told you so about Kyle Shanahan.
I'm here for that. I guess I'm going to go Bears upsetting the Chargers because I obviously picked that. But I also think I have a funny feeling this week. I do not expect the Carolina Panthers to win 0 games this year.
Okay.
And if they're going to win one, go beat some of this. Go beat some of this. The Texans. I mean, they've been good, but they've been a little, good one game, mediocre the next. I think they can get got. I think the Panthers are desperate for a win. I have a feeling the Panthers are going to upset the Houston Texans this week. It might be the only game they win all year.
Wow. I like you going on the record with that. Look at Skip with the tapper balls. All right. What's your bold prediction?
My bold prediction is basically your upset of the week. My bold prediction is that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to hand the 49ers their 3rd L in a row. Like I said last week, the dam was cracked. The Vikings broke it. And now the town below is flooded with water. And now the Bengals, all they have to do is swim in there and drown them. Just drown them.
Man, did this dude just did this?
What was it? Remember the Dan Campbell thing?
Yeah.
From Hard Knocks.
Take them out.
Where he talked about swimming them out to the abyss.
Into the abyss.
Drown them.
And then you drown them. Boom. The music comes in.
That had to be the greatest opening of Hard Knocks ever.
Yeah, man. And then what's his name? Robert Saleh tried to do it. It was like womp, womp.
Yeah, it didn't work.
All right. My John Starks bold prediction. We've seen this guy do it, but this is good. We're going against a legendarily bad defense. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to continue the streak, man, of tearing it up, even with a core that's getting to know each other. And he's going to get another 400-yard, 4-touchdown game going against these passive Denver Broncos defense. So we're all going to be saying,
man, did this dude just did this?
Again.
I like that.
What's your bold prediction?
I just did it. Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Damn, you all about upsets this week. The Pigskin Pick'em leader, Nicholas Hemmingson, is in first place. I don't want to brag, but I'm in second place. Just throwing it out there.
Quite a leap. You were back there.
I was like 16 or something, and I had last week kicked a lot of people's asses. I saw the lowest. Somebody only picked 3 right. I know they were hurting, and the highest was actually 9. I think it was something like that. It was a rough one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. All right. The Eliminator update, it's over. I said it already. Jason won, champ. Who's going to be here today? So
nice.
Maybe we could do
Shout
a
out
bet
champ,
with him.
champ.
Yeah, shout out to him. Maybe we could do the bet with him.
That's a good idea. Since it went so well the last time.
All right, y'all. Thanks for checking out this episode of SveNFL, man. This was fun. Good luck to all your teams out there. Do we have a bye week? Did we play? Yo, no, we're playing. Unless your team's the Patriots. Always fuck the Patriots.
Yeah, fuck the Saints. Fuck everybody.
Yeah, man. We'll catch y'all later. It's been Jonathan Rollins.
Skip Zara.
With SveNFL. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Later, y'all.